spoon. You learn to look it up nice. You do, you do. When you will never fell love on a silver spoon. You learn to look it up nice. You do, you do. How do you sleep at night? Night, night. You made your bed at night. Night, night. Cause you cut me a curse in the way everyone, baby. Look what you've done. Oh, how do you sleep at night? Night, night.
Left me in this mess, I'm falling. Never know. Can't find a reason why. Couldn't get any closer. Can't find a reason why. Couldn't get any closer. Can't find a reason why. We couldn't get any closer. We couldn't get any
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Nemesis Gaming League, where the grind continues. We are back for yet another Nemesis League matchup. We're taking it to the Prospect League. We've got the number 7 seed Bandits going up against the number 8 seed Hypernova. Your boy Psychonautic back in the booth to bring this action straight to you, and I am joined this evening by my friend Dr. Waffles. How are you doing, my main man?
Hello. I'm so good. I'm so excited for tonight's match, it being a very important prospect match, which is the league I am in. Bandits versus Hypernova, and this is a very interesting matchup because Hypernova were actually I don't mean to brag. We actually beat Hypernova last week and put them down into play-ins. They were never supposed to be here. So Hypernova, who have been doing very well in this last half of the season, just barely got out of that 6th seed. And then Bandits, who have been playing really well for most of the season, these last few weeks have been kind of falling off. I think they're on like a 3 or 4 game losing streak now. So they almost lost their play-in contention. So tonight's going to be an interesting match. It's going to be a match of, who has the momentum. I'm really excited for it, Psycho.
I'm really excited as well. So excited. In fact, let's not hold things up any further. Let's let these players get onto the pitch, and let me hear, Dr. Waffles, that magical prediction that you've got.
Oh, absolutely. I don't know if I'm still on camera, but before I get off camera, here's my answer right here. I don't know if I'm still on camera. If I was off camera, Sloth jersey. My own Sloth jersey, straight from Sloth Squaw. I'm voting for Sloth here, basically for the upset. Hypernova on paper should win, at least because of the way Bandits have been playing the last few weeks. But I'm here's to hoping Bandits come back and get the upset here. I'm going for Bandits.
All right. Will the Bandits be able to do it Or will Hypernova shut things down? This is the first match of the play-in, so the winner secures their spot in the playoff tournament against, I believe, the second seed. If I'm remembering correctly, it's the Melons for the Prospect League.
Correct.
And the loser of this match will go on to play the winner of Wednesday's matchup, which I'm not exactly sure who that is, but the winner of that match will go on to play the loser of this match, basically, on Saturday night. And so, will it be the Bandits or will it be Hypernova? Sands is up but not able to get the touch. Running's there with the touch, with the shot. Beatree making the stop. Fear, the career coming out of the corner. Sandsbar's there to cut him off. Ken takes it in the midfield, gets it past one, bodies it through, but Wolfie's going to send that one all the way back into Hypernova's corner, where Fear has got control of the ball, but he can't get it past running in the Bandits' backfield. Beatree is there. Fear turns on it with the shot. Sands in front of the Bandits' net. Fear with the shot, but can't sneak it past Wolfie in the last minute there. Wolfie made a huge save, Dr. Waffles, and I mean, the Bandits, they're not generating a bunch of offense, but they are solid defense until that happened. Fear, the career, opening up the can and getting Hypernova's first goal of the night.
No, yeah, that was a great defensive showing coming out from Bandits in the first minute and a half. They had it under control. They even had a little bit of pressure. They've got a couple shots. Hypernova, though, came back and got a good offensive push. A lot of shots on goal, made Bandits awkward, and they couldn't recover from those odd shots right off the crossbar in there.
Yeah, Hypernova is firing on all cylinders at the moment, and they were bound and determined to find the back of that net, and they finally succeeded. Bandits with a little under 3 minutes on the clock to equalize that goal line. Running with the shot, not going to go. A little bit too high. As the ball gets cleared away, Sands trying to keep it out of the Bandits zone. It's not going to work out. Fear with the 50 against Running. It's up in front of the Bandits net, but nobody from Hypernova there to take the shot. The ball yet again is floating up in the Bandits zone. Bandits not able to get out of their side very much yet, Dr. Waffles. They're going to need to turn that around as the demo comes out, but Hypernova is not able to convert.
Yeah, they definitely don't have a whole lot of pressure here. They're getting stuck in awkward situations. Hypernova going for some bumps, some fakes, making them awkward on that defense. Their defensive line is held up, and one thing I was going to mention earlier, just as that showed there, is their rotations have been a big factor in their losing streak lately. They're going to have to figure out how to keep that third man in a good position to follow up on defense. To prevent that right there from happening.
And not only that, but they got to get the ball cleared out. They just don't. They don't seem to be able to get it past Hypernova in the midfield. And Hypernova with a 2-point lead now and under 2 minutes on the clock, 100% control the pace of game number one here. They can pretty much do whatever they want. They just got to keep the ball away from the Bandits, and they secure this first win, which in best of 5 series, doesn't mean too much, but it is a good way to start things, as Wolfie is going to finally bark back and get the first goal for the Bandits.
What a heads-up play from MP. Wolfie popping it over the second defender. MP recognizing that he probably won that challenge, going straight for that bump and making that goal line awkward enough for Wolfie to just push it in. Great play.
Great play indeed. And now with that, Running with a huge shot that's going to tie it up. 2-2 with the minute 23 left.
What a turn of events. Sands just throws as much car weight as he can at the ball, pops it into the ceiling, and bumps Kinnaman on his way by. Kinnaman can't do a single thing about it, and MP throws that one in for a quick equalizer.
And Wolfie getting the pinch up to Sands in the midfield. Sands can't get an accurate shot. He gets the second touch, but it goes away from the net. Fear going to take control of it. Fear trying to get it past Wolfie, but can't. Ken in the corner. Running missing his touch. Sand's going to help him out. Running's there, gets the pop up. This could be dangerous, but Fear gets in front of that one. Beatree clears the lane as he rotates back. And Ken, looking like he had a musty there, but it doesn't go past the Bandits' defense. Under 60 seconds now left on the clock. We've got a tied ball game here. Possible OT in the future as Wolfie gets a shot. Beatree can't get a good clear on the ball. Running with the shot, but Fear gets back in time, gets in front of that. 30 seconds left, and Wolfie taking advantage of Hypernova being overextended.
Yeah, that was an unfortunate pinch. That was a crazy pinch coming out from Kinnaman and Sands, and Wolfie just could not recover, kind of panicked there on that goal line defense. Unfortunate for Bandits there.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. Unfortunate for me. I thought that he got past the defense. I didn't realize he was own goaling. Yeah, quite unfortunate. Not the way that you want to lose game one, you know. But hey, it is what it is. You got to put that type of thing behind you, move forward, and they might have something here in the final seconds. Oh, Wolfie going to get beat by Beatree there, and Sands just trying to get in front of it. Hypernova going to take game number 1 away from the Bandits.
Yeah, Hypernova, they're definitely a very fast and they're pretty mechanical team. If you let them stay on extended offense like Bandits were, they're going to end up creating chances. They're going to throw that ball off your backboard, off the post. They're going to eventually score. You have to stay one step ahead of Hypernova. You have to stay faster than them, or they're going to create something that's deadly.
Yeah, that's very true. And, you know, Hypernova sort of asserting that dominance here in game number 1 is going to put Bandits on their heels, in my opinion. They are already at a disadvantage, and they were at a disadvantage through most of that game as Hypernova really controlled a lot of the pace there. They had the lead for most of the game, but almost. The Bandits almost taking the early lead there off the kickoff, trying to turn things around, trying to have a different mentality and strategy against this Hypernova roster is probably a good move. What changes would you like to see come out for the Bandits here, Doctor?
You know, they have good offensive pressure. We saw them score a couple times last game. MP definitely holds them down for defense. I think what they need to do is they just need to not be afraid to challenge those solo plays that Hypernova are trying to create. Like I said earlier, they're a pretty mechanical team for Prospect, and so you really need to shut them down as soon as possible. You need to face them out in the midfield and force them to make awkward touches and not let them collect themselves. So I think that definitely Sands is doing a good job of doing this, just basically ego challenging the Hypernova roster. And I think that the other two need to join him on that, and I think that they'll have a lot better chances here.
Yeah, that is what you got to do with super aggressive teams. You just have to get just as aggressive as them. It's kind of like fighting fire with fire, and it'll work most of the time. Running, trying to get something going for the Bandits here. Both teams still sitting at 0 points as we just passed 3 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock. Wolfie in the corner. Can't get it past the defense. Hypernova stacked up defensively. And Fear gets the block on that, but Running going to take it away from him. Running to send it down. Running gets the touch to send it out mid. Fear finding Beatree, sending it back to the mid, but Wolfie gets up and intercepts the pass. Running's there to send it back over the midline into Hypernova territory as the ball comes off the side. Wolfie off the backboard. Fear is there, gets with it, tries to take control, but running to take it away from him as the ball gets cleared out. And we're seeing quite a different game. I gotta say, Dr. Waffles, not only because we still are just scoreless, but Bandits seem to be the one that are keeping a majority of the offensive pressure here. Hypernova is out shooting them, and now,
Oh no!
as I say that, goodness gracious.
Psycho, you should know better by now. You've been casting for long enough.
True.
Oh no, it's okay. I'm only upset because it's the team I predicted. No, yeah, just a quick blunder from Bandits there. Hypernova get a good challenge in the midfield, and it slips right through Wolfie, rotating too wide, and he's not there for the challenge. Yeah, the Bandits have definitely had a lot more pressure here. They're challenging aggressively, running, not afraid to come up on offense. Just like there, he's sitting in the Hypernova corner, just hanging out, waiting for a chance. Wolfie, good challenge. And 50 up on the post there, and MP is there to finish it off. Good equalizer from Bandits. What just happened there, Psycho, needs to keep happening. They need to stay aggressive. They need to keep Hypernova on their back foot. If you keep Hypernova on their back foot, they can't even create the offense necessary to get through, because Bandits' defense is pretty good, but they just need to stay aggressive. MP needs to keep staying up, ego challenging, and I here.
And in the final 2 minutes, we'll see how it turns out. We are now tied at 1. Which team will be able to take the lead here as Sands scrambles to get to the ball in front of the Bandits net. Sands coming off the corner, can't get the touch he's looking for. Wolfie with an awkward touch as well, puts it over running, gives Beatree possession of the ball. Beatree trying to get the flick, but gets stuffed by Wolfie. Ken with the shot, running back just in time, saves it off of the backboard and going for the counterattack, but doesn't have enough juice in the tank to make the follow-up. The ball is going to get cleared away. Sands with the shot gets stopped by Ken. And the ball in the corner, running, sending it back in front of the net of Hypernova. And he gets the double touch off the backboard. Mans is putting the team on his back.
Absolutely. As soon as MP comes up and gets out of that defensive third, he keeps challenging. If you notice, about 20 seconds before that, I think it was Beatree. They gave Beatree just a couple seconds of ball control freedom, and he immediately made it awkward for them, and they almost had 2 goals right there. I think it was Wolfie that ended up saving it. But as soon as Bandits, specifically MP this game, come up and stay in their face, stay on the offensive third, good things happen, Psycho.
Yes, they certainly do. And running with a big clear, sending it all the way back to Hypernova's corner. And the Bandits just looking to play some control at this point. Just need to run down the final 30 seconds of game number 2, and they can tie up the series moving into game number 3. And the final 20 seconds is upon them. Can they hold out, or will Hypernova be able to turn it around and equalize this? Ken with a opportunity here, 2v2 situation that doesn't play out for Hypernova. They still might have one more opportunity as the ball is still up. Oh, Bandits gonna take game number 2 as that ball drops, and we have a tied series as we step into the Coliseum.
Absolutely great showing from Bandits there to come back from a rough game one where they almost did come back in the end there, but ultimately a blunder gave it up. So now we've got a tied series 1-1. Bandits coming out, showing some life. MP putting the team on his back, being aggressive, staying on that offensive third no matter what was happening, getting bumps, staying in their face. Great showing from Bandits. Great showing from MP, especially, Psycho.
Yeah, he really popped off that game. And I mean, honestly, if he keeps playing like that, he might just be able to put Hypernova away in these next 2 games. But I expect to see some changes here in the Hypernova strategy. I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing a little bit more aggression directed at running if this Hypernova roster doesn't try and just shut him down, as we see him starting off things aggressive again. One thing I know, oh my goodness, Beatree is going to beat out Sands and get that shot and start things off for Hypernova in 9 seconds.
Fear the Career, great 50 against Wolfie over there in the corner. Pop straight to the mid, and Beatry's just ready for that one. And the Bandits' defensive goal line was just not.
It was not indeed.
Just not ready.
And there is a lot of things happening in the first 30 seconds of this game. A lot of things going back and forth. This looking like not anything like the first 2 games, as we have yet another goal from Hypernova, catching the Bandits defense sleeping.
Bandits just playing a little slow here. A couple whiffs is all it takes. A couple good challenges from Hypernova right off the bat, and that throws Bandits down by 2 30 seconds into this game. This is not what you want in a game 3. But Wolfie has something to say about it. He says, "No, sir. No 2-goal deficit for me." What a play from Wolfie. Throws it up onto the ceiling. He's faster than anyone else on the field there. Fear the Career could not get up in time. What a play from Wolfie to bring them back. Holy cow.
Yes, it was. And all of this has happened in the first pretty much 30-35 seconds of game number 3. If this keeps on the way it is going, this is going to be a very high-scoring game. Both of these teams have pulled out all the offensive stops, and they seem to not be playing defense anymore. Oh, possibly we might have a bit of a switch up here. Is going to pop this one up. Ken going to clear it away off the backboard. Fear still having to clear it away as the Bandits are maintaining their offensive pressure in Hypernova's end. And Running's there. Ken has to just get it away. You know that the Hypernova's got to be running low on. Oh my goodness! Fear with a huge shot. Beatree not able to clean it up as the Bandits just peak on defense. Dr. Waffles, wow.
I can't believe that. The 2 clutchest goal line saves I have seen in a long time. Everyone going. I think there was a double and then a triple commit, but it worked out. Oh, what a save from Sands there as Fear. Oh, another save from Wolfie. Psycho, this Bandits defense is going nuts right now.
It certainly is, and they're going to need to keep going nuts because Hypernova seems to have found its groove. They are now up to 6 shots, and they don't show any signs of slowing down their offensive onslaught as Beatree is going to dunk out the defender off the backboard. Wolfie pops it up. This is still dangerous, but Ken is not lined up enough for it. It looks like the Bandits seem to be panicking a little bit on defense here. Wolfie getting yeeted away, and Ken with the shot's going to bounce off the defender and find the back of the net.
Yeah, Psycho, you're definitely right. The Bandits defense started panicking there a little bit. They had some close calls and got a little lost in the sauce there. Stopped communicating for a second, and it got the best of them, double committing over there in the corner. That was basically the end of it right there.
Yeah, you know, a great man once said, you got to be careful because you can get lost in the sauce. But if you ain't got no sauce, you lost.
Who said that?
Coochie Man.
Oh, okay.
And 2 minutes and 15 seconds left on the clock here. Hypernova leading this by 2 points. Hypernova looking to get their second win of the match and set themselves up in match point position, as they move into game number 4. But with under 2 minutes left, plenty of time for the Bandits to make a comeback here. Seems like both of these teams have somewhat slowed down from the first half of this game, trying to play a little bit smarter and a little less chasey. And we're starting to see some plays formulate as Ken gets a good demo on third back, but Hypernova not able to make a conversion. But Beatree with a huge shot right there, running with the save. Sandsbar with the back-to-back save. And we're seeing again why the Bandits are so good on defense, Dr. Waffles.
Absolutely. Bandits are just clutching up on the defensive end here. Hypernova with the shooting onslaught with, 11 shots and Bandits, although they have been scored on a few times, the amount of saves that they have is still ridiculous here. They've been keeping the ball out of the net for a majority. The problem is they just can't get any offense going. Hypernova is staying on the offensive, getting some bumps just like there, and all Fear the Career needs to do is pop that up off the sidewall, and whether he meant to or not, fantastic shot, and just goes right in.
Yes, it certainly was, and that might have been the dagger in this game number 3. With 40 seconds left on the clock, Bandits now face a 3-point deficit. Beatree looking to make it a 4-point deficit, and Fear as well. Beatree bumping Wolfie. Beatree has been a big bumper this entire series, and running, doing everything that he can to keep that ball from in front of the Bandits' net as it gets sent away. Finally cleared out. Sands with the touch in the midfield, but running not able to find the pass. And the one gets beat out. Sands makes it back in time, gets the stop, picks up the Savior medal for this game. And the final seconds wind down. Hypernova all but securing the win for game number 3 here. And I don't know, Dr. Waffles, I think we got to see that the Bandits show up like they did in game number 2. You know, I'm not sure what happened there.
Yeah, it's a tough one. Hypernova definitely came out in this game 3 shooting a lot more and a lot better, a lot more dangerous attempts at the goal. Bandits definitely, making a lot of clutch plays, turtling down on defense. Now, they still can't create much offense, though, is the problem. They're not getting in Hypernova's face. In fact, the exact opposite is happening. Hypernova has now started to bump their goal line, and Bandits just can't handle it. They need the communication. They need better communication here. They need some better rotations on defense to be able to turn their clutch defense into offense. They need to figure out how to get the counterattacks going. If they can't get those counterattacks going, Hypernova is just going to keep taking pot shots and eventually score.
Yeah, the bumps is one thing that I noticed. Beatree got extremely aggressive in game number 3 there, and I think that was a huge part of the win for Hypernova. And we'll have to see if they're going to maintain that aggressive bumping style. As we see, I'm not sure if that was an intentional bump from Beatree there, but a bump did come out. And Fear got an empty net to shoot on.
Oh, my goodness.
Sands making it back just in the nick of time, as running is going to help him out there on the goal line make that save. And yes, Beatree with another demo as he leaves the ball for Fear off the backboard. Running is there, gets the stuff, putting it, trying to get it in front of the net, but Ken not going to let that happen. As we see the Bandits finally start to wake up a little bit here and not allow Hypernova to just walk all over them. They're starting to trade demos here a little bit as well. That might be the key, Dr. Waffles, to Bandits sort of making well, never mind.
Oh no. Just as I was mentioning earlier, the rotational issues coming out from Bandits. Sands right there needs to realize that he's got one player over in the corner grabbing boost and the other one challenging. He needs to be ready for that, potential bad play that just happened. Bandits just need to figure out how to back each other up better. They need to keep a tighter rotation. They keep going wide for boosts and whatnot and getting beat out because of it.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate situation, but one that they're going to have to adapt to. And this is not looking good. Fear, I think, saving the ball from going in his opponent's net. It looked like it might have been dropping in there, though a defender might have had time to get back to it, though they didn't need to, as it got blocked for him. And Ken, oh my goodness, what a shot from the midfield.
Oh my goodness. Beatree, great clear out. Kinnaman was prepared for that clear. That kind of thing is exactly what Bandits needs to implement. They need to trust each other on the defense instead of just double and triple committing on the goal line. They need to trust each other and be ready for those counterattacks. and and on the flip side, on their offensive pushes, they need to be prepared to win those 50s, or at least to receive the bad 50s, because they seem to just kind of be playing a 1v1 v1 v3 here. They're not really helping each other out here. If they're going to turn this around in the last half of this game, which they need to right now, they're going to have to figure out how to help each other out.
And we are on the second half now of game number 4. Hypernova leading the Bandits by 2 points. Bandits have to get something going. They're running out of time here. Sandsbar gonna do just that. Puts the Bandits up on the board, finally making a breakthrough.
Wolfie, good job getting a couple touches on that air dribble, just enough to make the Hypernova defense awkward, and that's enough for Sands to just hop right in there and push it in.
And now they are only down by 1. Can the Bandits make a comeback? Or is Hypernova going to shut them down here? A win for Hypernova is a big win as it secures them in their playoff spot. And a loss here for the Bandits sends them into a match on Saturday night. They'll have one more chance to make it into the playoffs if they can win that match. But they could just start here. They got 1:35 left on the clock. They're only down by 1. Wolfie off his own backboard. He's there to follow. He's going to send that one all the way down B-tree with a save on the shot. Sands not able to get it past the defense. And Ken was there, but he pinches it backwards. Works out. His feeder was ready for it. Wolfie is on the backboard. Pops it up. And this could be dangerous for the Bandits if they're not able to get this out. B-tree is going to send his shot a little bit wide. And Fear 50s with Wolfie. Running was there, trying to block with Ken, neither touching the ball. Final 60 seconds here, ticking down. Hypernova just looking to waste the clock as the Bandits need one more goal here. As Fear is going to put a pot shot on. And Wolfie in the midfield finds running off the backboard. No. And Sands is beat out in the midfield. This could be dangerous. Ken not able to get the back of the net. And Wolfie might have something. No, B-tree to take it away from him in the midfield. Sands is there with the touch. 30 seconds left. And Sands not able to find that touch. And running, beat out, flicked. Wolfie keeping it alive. Wolfie still up with it. He's got the shot, but B-tree makes the stop on the goal line. And Sands with the block. He's got the 50, but he can't get control of the ball. Running is there off the backboard. Wolfie with the shot, but it's high. It's not going to go in. The final 5 seconds. And Fear with the counterattack in the midfield, putting the dagger into the Bandits and all but securing this win for Hypernova.
Oh my goodness. Such a good offensive push from Bandits. That they showed some life there. They had several shots on goal in a row. They just couldn't finish. Hypernova's defense, especially their backboard defense, holds up there. And, you know, that final goal there that's going to happen when you're in Bandits position, you got to just push as far as you can and as hard as you can to try to get that last goal. But Hypernova, great gameplay, consistent as always. They have been for most of the season. Bandits just didn't show up today, still on that losing streak. They do have another chance on Saturday. Hypernova now going to continue on into the playoff bracket. Good job, Hypernova. Hope to see you there at some point.
Yeah, that was a really good show from the Hypernova boys. So shout out to them on that W, securing their spot in the playoffs, getting ready for that run. It's going to be a good one. They were looking good. I think they're going to have a good shot at taking down the Melons. It's going to be hard. The Melons are a tough competitor, but if Hypernova is able to play the way that they did tonight, I think that they'll easily give them a run for their money, Dr. Waffles.
Absolutely. Yep, Hypernova, definitely a solid and mechanical team. I haven't played Melons in a long time, so I don't remember what it's like to play them, but hopefully they can play up to what Melons are at least supposed to be on paper.
Yeah, and I mean I can confirm that they are maybe not every bit as powerful as they show to be on paper, but I've seen them play recently and they are looking hot. The Melons are looking good. I think that the Melons are going to have a really strong playoff run, maybe even grand final contenders. But, we'll never know. There has been upsets before. Upsets happen all the time, as they say, any given Sunday, or around here, any given Monday and or Wednesday. And in the playoffs, Saturdays too. But that is going to wrap us up. Not entirely for the night. We do have one more match if you just need a little bit more of that Nemesis and or Rocket League itch. We've got one more match. We're going to take a quick break here, couple about 5 or 7 minutes. And whenever we come back, we're going to go into the Provisional League where we have the number 5 Malderators going up against the number 6 Agility. Dr. Waffles, I'd like to thank you for joining me in the booth, good sir. It is always a pleasure.
Absolutely, Psycho. I love that they keep pairing us up together. We're going to become the best one day. We're just going to be an absolute Titan matchup. No one's going to be able to contend.
That's just going to be what it is. I love to hear it. And you have yourself a good night, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sounding off. Stick around if you want to see one more match. It's going to be a pretty good one, so we'll see you in a couple minutes.